Hey, this is Chris from Rekkids Talk, and I have another episode of You Buy Me Old Records Surprise VCLT. So I came home yesterday. There was a package in our parcel locker for our building, and I wasn't expecting anything yesterday. And so I got something from the VCLT Welcome Committee 6 month welcome pack. It was the sender was Sean of many names. He didn't leave a note or anything inside. So if you see this man, drop me an email, recordtalk@gmail.com, and I can send you a proper thank you. With in writing rather than just doing it on video. But thanks to Sean and whoever else might have been involved in this. And so we've got tons of formats, lots of stuff I've never heard of, all kinds of different genres. And so let's get into it. I haven't listened to all of it yet. I literally only got this yesterday. Some of it I have listened to, a bunch of it I haven't. So let's start out. We have Mongo Santa Maria. Album's called All Strung Out. It's got the radio station timing strip here. This is from 1970, so it's sort of Latin jazz, funk, soul sort of stuff. Mongo Santa Maria was a band leader from Cuba. There's a lot of covers of like well-known songs from the 60s on here. Day Tripper, I heard it through the grapevine, that sort of stuff. I have listened to this, kind of a fun listen. This would be a fun thing to pick up from a bargain bin. Next thing, and I haven't listened to this yet. So this is some indie rock from Austin, Texas. I love you, but I've chosen darkness according to plan. So it is an EP from 2005. I have not listened to this yet. Another thing that I haven't had a chance to listen to yet is this Plural US comp on Mistra Records from 2008. And so apparently you're going to have some lo-fi, psych, experimental, something folk. And so this is good. This is going to be a complete mystery record. This is one I haven't listened to yet. It'll probably be a mixed bag. I'll guess there'll probably be some really cool stuff on here. Some of it probably not so much. The Flesh Volcano, the Slut 12-inch single from 1987, described as it's a one-off with J.G. Thirlwell and Mark Almond. So sort of a weird mix of new wave and industrial. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of AllMusic didn't like this very much. He described it as pretty much intolerable. I listened to it. I'm going to say it was definitely tolerable. Another one that I've listened to that I thought was pretty cool was this Efterklang electronic down-tempo Danish indie rock from 2006, one-sided LP. So there's 3 songs on one side and no songs on the other side. And it's a little bit Sigur Rós esque, so sort of that post-rocky sort of stuff. But this was a fun listen. Definitely happy to have gotten Efterklang. I got one CD. This CD has not been listened to yet. So this is the Boredoms Super Roots 8. So 1999, some Japanese noise. We'll listen to this in the near future. And that's a cardboard sleeve. We got some 45s. I know people have observed my third man flag. And so we've got this. So this is the third man reissue of some Sun singles. This is Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis. You Win Again as the flip side. We have the Loudmouths with Spit It Out from 1998, San Francisco-based punk band on 702 Records. And then we'll make sure that YouTube doesn't get mad at me. We have Painted Nails, Cold Cave, 2008. I haven't listened to it yet. It's described as synth pop dark wave. You can see her nipples if I move this, and YouTube may become angry. But then, of course, then we have no nipples here. Nice Face with Exterminator, also from 2008. Garage Lo-Fi, described as on Hozak Records. I know I've heard Sean talk about Hozak before. I actually have a single I picked up recently that I haven't shown yet. That it was a blind buy from me from Hozak, a different group than that. And he sent me some cassettes as well. That was a bit of a problem because I didn't actually have a functioning cassette player. I broke down and went to the local Walmart because it's like the thrift stores didn't have any cassette players, at least anything that I thought had a possibility of working. So I ended up getting a cheap boombox from Walmart. So I guess that will have to serve the duty unless I want to actually find a decent vintage tape deck. So we have Pedestrian Deposit, the Architecture. I was listening to this right before I made it. So this is sort of experimental noise, musique concrète from 2015. Some classical music here, Dvorak. And this one I listened to earlier today. This is Bunny Brains. In fact, the second thing I listened to after I brought that boombox home. First thing was just something in case it didn't work. And so this Bunny Brains, I'm going to have to say that this is the lowest fidelity piece of music I own. This makes Centrido sound like Steely Dan or Alan Parsons Project. This sounds like it was recorded into a boombox. And then that tape was played on a boombox and recorded on another boombox. And this went on a couple of times. And then eventually, many, many years later, I listened to it on a boombox. And so sound quality is really low. Finding them on Discogs, apparently they have like tons of these cassettes. There's no insert, so I don't really know which one of the many cassettes that they came out that this is. Half the time it sounds like the tape is running at the wrong speed, so I don't know if the tape is flawed or if that's intentional. But I suspect that Bunny Brains was probably a lot more fun to see live than to listen to on a cassette. But anyway, thanks to Sean and anybody else who might have been involved in the VCLT welcoming committee with the 6-month pack. And so, thanks, and we'll talk to you another time. If I listen to more of these records and are really grabbed by some of them, I'll feature them in future videos.